Hello everyone. We are definitely in the middle of a very scary, deadly, and confusing situation. And it's the best thing is that it's been great how, as a race, as a planet, we have all coped up through this tragedy, and we are still coping up. We are keeping patience. We are waiting. We are following the instructions, and I think we are doing a great job. And most importantly, politicians, and I have seen politicians all over the world with the prompt response. There definitely has been delay, but here there we must understand one thing that this virus, the symptoms of this virus are such that which also comes in normal cold or normal flu. So it's very hard to distinguish. It's very hard to it's very hard to not stay confused in such a time, and that's why there has been delay. But the overall response, definitely we have lost lives. The overall response, I think, from the world leaders, politicians, doctors, researchers, definitely has been great, and people, mass in general, the awareness and the consciousness that we all have shown, and the instructions that we have followed. uh, but we definitely have more questions as we have time, as we are all at our homes, reading news, thinking about it. We have time to do some thinking about the enemy that we can't even see. And this is not the first time we have this kind of pandemic that has spread in the world. Last time it happened was in early 2000s, when we had HIV that brought AIDS with it. And that virus definitely has killed millions of people and is still killing. uh, and what we did is we started putting plastic cap while we do sex. So are we gonna, after this pandemic is over, are we gonna cover our whole body with plastic? So definitely we're not gonna do that. And there is definitely some lessons that we must have taken from the epidemics that happened before. For example, the Spanish flu that occurred in 1918 killed a lot of people, and before that, the plague of medieval times. So certainly viruses have been behind us. And what else can we do? Definitely we can keep washing our hands, keep ourselves safe, but we must think of a sustainable solution at the same time. uh, Something which we do now, and that should have its effect, for the coming generations, 2 3 generations later. We want them to be able to fight with these viruses. So what else can we do as we sit and as we wait for this tragic time to pass out? What lessons we must take? So I'm not claiming it as a law of science, but a very important thing is information that is all around us. And you can understand this whole world, everything made out of data. I'm not claiming it as a law of science, but this can be a model. This can be a way to look at the world. Everything is made out of data, and when we make sense out of data, that's what we call information. So there is information all around us. And let me tell you one thing, scientifically we are also information. A virus is also an information. And the only way that we can beat this enemy is that we need to get all the information that it has. We need to understand it. And how did we understand that a virus is information? Because we are made of DNA, and DNA is a code. Uh, there are instructions. There is information in DNA which tells that how the life will go on. It is in the DNA where everything is fixed. How a being, how a species is going to evolve physically, or react with its environment physically. So virus is also an instruction. We are more complex instruction. Virus is simpler instruction, but we are still not able to understand that. So one fundamental idea is that as we sit around and wait for the tough times to pass, we must try to get as much information as possible about everything. See, because when we have information, we have power. Information is power. You have information about anything, you can control that thing. So I'm not telling that everyone should become a doctor and everyone should become a physicist and an engineer and start getting information, but actually information is for everyone. So you don't just have to see that what is the information inside virus. I mean, that is also an interesting thing to see, but try to get all other information. See, more information you will have, more empowered we will be about anything. And it's very hard and information is that's what. So when we make sense out of data, that's what we call information. And if we don't do that, then it will be very hard for us to understand anything. Then we cannot understand any virus if we don't make sense out of things. So so this is one thing. And uh, and so what kind of information should we look for? Everything scientific information. There is scientific way of understanding things. Definitely we cannot become doctors, and we cannot become doctors, all of us, and we cannot all treat this disease. And that's not the meaning of getting the information. That's not what I'm saying. The meaning of getting information is that uh, being aware that what is this virus, how a virus works. This will help us understand more about ourselves. You know that what is in that our instruction that we are not being able to help, or is there something in our code that will allow us to help fight this virus. So and on internet today we have the dimension of internet, and there are a lot of information. And again, it's very, see, when you have information, there is good information, there is bad information, there is biased information, there is unbiased information. This plethora of data that is out there, how it is very hard to choose that, what to look for, what to read for, where to study from, where to get information from, what is the trusted source. And as we don't know many things, it's very hard. So, and one thing that if your pattern recognition abilities are really good, and you must, those people who are interested in pattern recognition, who are interested in science, they must go to GenBank and see the genome sequence of this virus, and see the code of your enemy, and try, can you break this code? It's a code. And can you break this code? Can you try to break this code? You don't have to be a doctor to break a code. You don't have to be anything to break any kind of code. It's because all around us, everything is a code, everything is data, and there is information, and all we have to figure out is get the information out of that data in that system. So yeah, that's one way to keep getting information about different things, not only viruses, about everything, about economics, about finance, about ourselves. Because more information we have, more protected, more powerful we are at any given situation. Newton discovered his laws of mechanics when there was plague in England. And Einstein got to think on his theory of relativity during a holiday in Prague. So, in normal working days, we don't have much time. We are already doing a lot of things. So, it's probably a good time for us to get information, because my way of dealing with this enemy is to try to get all the information that it has, and for that matter, any enemy. So, just that's what. Keep getting information. Keep getting information, and I'll tell you in the next video that how to filter right information, because there are a lot of information out there on internet. If you start watching YouTube videos, if you search on Google about anything, you will get a lot of things. So how do you, because even a specialist person can make a mistake, and even a slight wrong information can change a lot of things. That's what we call chaos. That even a small amount of input can bring a large change in output. But the good thing is that randomness is not there. Yes, there is randomness in our system, but the good thing is that every randomness has a pattern. Every randomness is tied to a pattern, and all you have to do is keep breaking the codes, keep recognizing the patterns. And I'll keep telling you the benefit of this, and breaking patterns, recognizing patterns as a way of life. uh, and it's fun. It's nothing like you have to sit with a math book and do it. That's not how we do it. That's not how we break patterns. We don't sit and in our study time and break the patterns. Breaking patterns, recognizing patterns, breaking code is a way of life. It's like you are just going on a road, and you see people behaving in a certain way, and you understand, okay, this is the rule of this particular place, and you also start behaving that way. So that is how getting information out of something, and that's how we live. So it is actually natural. The thing is that let's be more aware, and let's keep fighting. And as we have time, let's keep getting more and more and more and more information. I think that's the way we can defeat this enemy.